Hello and welcome to our special coverage, post-poll war game as we are calling it. Maharashtra and Jharkhand have finished voting, which means the battle for 2024, the final fight, the counting on Saturday. We are plotting the various scenarios and we're now going to tell you, Rahul and I and Preeti, what exactly is happening in terms of the poll of polls. What are the polls saying for Jharkhand and Maharashtra? Now,
I just want to tell our viewers that C-Voter, for example, has decided they'll show their Maharashtra results tomorrow. And I think there is a lot of good sense in it. The logic behind this is a single-phase election, very big poll. There's been no phases in this, and therefore, to take time for the final vote percentages to come in, to have the opportunity to sample once again tomorrow morning and collate data till late in the evening is prudent, also because there hasn't ever been an election in Maharashtra with 6 separate parties. There were 4 parties earlier, you got 2 additional parties, and therefore taking some time is a good idea. It doesn't mean necessarily that it will completely be correct, but it means that the chance of error goes down because you've had more time out in the field. So that being said, let me take you through what the poll of polls, or what the pollsters who've stuck their neck out and given their projections, what are they saying for Maharashtra. So we'll take it one by one. I don't necessarily think many of these pollsters are credible, but since everybody wants to know numbers kya hai, so here it is for what it is worth. Matri says the Mahayuti will be between 150 to 170, the MVA between 110 to 130. People's Pulse says 175 to 195 for the Mahayuti, which means a massive landslide. In fact, the MVA crashes to between 85 and 112. P Mark says 137 to 157. 126 to 146 for the MVA, which is the India Alliance. Lok Shahi, 128 to 142. MVA between 125 to 140. So Lok Shahi is basically predicting a very tight election, and the difference there is that others become more prominent here, being between 18 and 23. And then there is the Bhaskar poll, which is done by their internal network, which is saying 125 to 140 for the NDA, 135 to 150 for the Mahavikas Aghadi. So that's the one poll that's predicting that the Mahavikas Aghadi, the India Alliance, will do well. One poll predicts a completely fractured, Mahamess kind of mandate. The other 3 are predicting a comfortable, not comfortable, but lead for the NDA. The lowest being 137, the highest starting range being 175, going up to 195. Rajdeep, what are you making of this?
What am I making out of it? There are 2 scenarios which are emerging. It appears as of now that either you have a hung assembly or you have a clear Mahayuti win. I don't see any of the polls giving a clear MVA victory. And I think that is fairly representative of the general mood in Maharashtra. That because the Mahayuti had a clear narrative across the state, if that narrative has worked from Marathwada to Konkan, which is, I believe, Ladki Bahin, getting in more women voters, and we've seen whoever gets more women wins elections. That's the inexorable law now of politics. Then it's a victory to the Mahayuti. If, on the other hand, as Preeti and I saw a lot, seat-by-seat contests, then my view is you could have any of those scenarios where independents will be hugely valued. Every independent in Maharashtra will come with a price tag. Many of them are rebels. So you have 2 scenarios emerging in Maharashtra. Either a clear Mahayuti victory or a possibility of the 2 main parties somewhere between 125 and 140 and independents holding sway.
Which one are you leaning towards? Which of the 2 scenarios are you leaning towards?
Preeti, I have a book out at the moment and I don't want to further destroy my credibility at a time like this by
further destroy your credibility. You're saying your credibility is destroyed.
Of course, I got Haryana wrong. I'm very happy to say I went and told on a Preeti show, I was asked, what do you think the BJP should do in Haryana? And I said, pray. I actually thought that, they were really out of that race.
Prayers also works, sir.
Then in Lok Sabha, I said BJP around NDA 280 to 300. They got 240, so chalo. That at least I can justify somewhere. Maharashtra, my gut has always been that the Mahayuti has a slight edge. That's been my gut. The Mahayuti has a slight edge. Is the edge big enough for them to get 160, or do they stop at 140? Or 135, and at 130, 135, it means the other side also comes into play. So I would say greater chance, greater probability of the Mahayuti being able to form a government, but do not rule out a scenario of a hung assembly also in Maharashtra because the seat by seat contests are there. And the three biggest regions of Maharashtra, Rahul, Marathwada, Vidarbha and Western Maharashtra are where the Mahavikas Aghadi did well in the Lok Sabha. They just need to hold on to even 80% of that to be in the race. They need to hold on to that.
But Rajdeep, if you do look
and
at
Preeti said she went across Vidarbha and Marathwada and didn't see a single pro-BJP voice.
You didn't find, Preeti, a single pro-BJP voice in Maharashtra?
No, I didn't. No. Hey,
Marathwada.
don't misquote me.
Marathwada
and misquote me.
No,
okay, I'll tell you, okay.
Rajdeep is saying you didn't find a single pro-BJP voice in Marathwada and Vidarbha.
Let me tell you. So I went extensively through Vidarbha and through Marathwada. Marathwada as a region, I can actually stick my neck out. It's seeing a highly polarized contest. The BJP would hope it would become an OBC versus Maratha contest, but the BJP has actually given Maratha candidates there. So that kind of, polarization is not happening. So yes, in Marathwada, I do feel the Jarange factor is huge, and I was there on ground. It was difficult to find a pro-BJP voice because if you hear Mr. Jarange, he only targets Devendra Fadnavis. You will find pro-Eknath Shinde voices. Because if you look at the 8 Lok Sabha seats in the Marathwada region, only one was won by the Mahayuti, and that was the Aurangabad seat. And that was won by the Sena, which is the Eknath Shinde faction. So Eknath Shinde is popular, but in Marathwada, you will find it difficult to find a pro-BJP voice. Let's shift to Vidarbha now. Vidarbha, after 75 direct one-on-one contest between the BJP and the Congress, 36 of them lie in the Vidarbha region. What do you hear a lot? This is an area where you actually see farm distress, Rahul. You see people talk about soya bean prices, cotton prices. You hear them talk about high urea prices, where the women will say, "Ladki bahin ek haath dete, do haath lete." That the inflation is high. You hear all these voices. But you also hear apaksh. I heard a lot of places where I heard, voices which talk about independence. Now, let me tell you, in Vidarbha, where you find pro-BJP voices. 6 seats in Nagpur. Huge amount of support coming in. Chandrapur, 6 seats in Chandrapur. The urban pockets of Vidarbha resound where BJP voices are concerned, but the minute you make that urban to rural shift, in the rural area, yes, I will say it, I found it very difficult to get pro-BJP voices.
Amitabh Tiwari, what do you make of the numbers put up by the polling agencies that have put out their numbers?
I'll just correct. Apaksh does not mean they'll go for and vote for independent.
Apaksh
means they're undecided. We don't care about politicians.
No, they say apaksh ke haath jayenge.
What do you?
Apaksh ke paas jayenge. They say
independent. This means they are like voters which are yet to be swayed. I will
but
not go to the extent.
Apaksh could mean someone who's not from the major parties. And therefore could be contesting as a rebel.
Can I give you an example here? Yeah. Chandrapur, one of the 6 seats in Chandrapur, you have the BJP local leaders, and Raja, they are actually campaigning for an apaksh. They are not campaigning for the BJP leader. They are actually going and campaigning for the apaksh. So therefore, you get what I'm saying.
If you see the numbers and if we put it up here, you see the range of BJP. What is the range of BJP? I think it's almost 125 to 195. The lower end of a poll is 125 and the higher end of People's Pulse is 195. Big range. Others and independents, lower end 2, upper end 25. Big range, 2 to 25. And if you see MVA, it is 85 to I think 150. Big range of estimates from opinion pollsters, which means that there is a confusing signal. It could be even a tighter election. It could be a one-way election like 195. It could even be a 140, 150 election for MVA. But if the MVA is winning, nobody is predicting more than 150. So in a tighter election, probably the probability of MVA doing well is high because the index of chemistry of the alliance is better. Their vote transferability